basketball is
Start it.
Time changes, new faces, old best friends, new strangers, new watch just to keep up with the paces, new game plan off the new place.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We about to get nasty up in here. Let's jump on them early and put them away quick. This is our game, baby. Our game.
A strong message to the team right there. Let's get nasty. But that's the kind of leader he is. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. And guys, checking out Blake Griffin. What can we expect here?
Well, everybody knows around the league that if you get in Blake Griffin's way when he has a head of steam going, you're going to end up on his poster at some point. So since coming into the league, I think he's become as intimidating a player as we've seen.
I agree. It's just not posterizing people either, Steve, although he does a bunch of that. When he gets a steal and has a free lane to the basket on a breakaway, there's a good chance the crowd's going to see a mini dunk contest from Blake.
The Washington Wizards coming to this one following a loss to Portland at the Rose Garden. And that does your confidence guys no favor. They got manhandled in that one. It wasn't pretty.
And I think the sort of issues they had on defense, in part at least, was a bigger factor. Really compounded, I think, because it was on the road. You have to be sharper when you go out and play as a visitor.
Yeah, everything has to be tight. You can't be loose in any aspect of your game. You're fighting against the crowd and the opponent. You've got to be tougher mentally and physically if you're going to win on the road.
And they get on the board first.
Looking to set the tone early.
Pass to McGee. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Great job taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. He's off on the second. Washington on D. Last time they met was in Washington.
Well, they rolled them in that game, and it was mostly due to the big rebounding advantage they had.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Here's King. Following the basket by Chris Paul. King, the pass to McGee. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Yeah, he didn't have to slow down at all, guys. Just perfectly timed pass there.
Steve just mentioned their rebounding edge in that last game, Clark, and it really was a big one.
Kevin, I mean, they were in complete control of the boards, and there's no question that was the overriding factor in the game.
And King, here we go. And counts the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Well, he's right there at about 71% from the line this season. Probably somewhere below where he'd like to be.
You know, his free throw percentage has dropped this year, but not really enough to raise any red flags or become alarmed about it.
Now here's King following the shot by Caron Butler. And King, here we go. Comes up empty down low.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
Here's Paul. Rejected by Porter. King inside. He's against Jordan. He can fly, can he? He'll make you forget he's a point guard sometimes.
Yeah, when he does decide to attack the basket, Kevin, he can do it with the best of them.
And this is the time to attack with these two teams locked in such a close game.
Butler kicks to Jordan. McGee's there. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
Well, that's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
King, that's good. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, 5 times already the lead has changed.
King against Paul. Crawford left side. Rebound by Vesely.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Well, guys, for a point guard, he can punch it.
Yes, sir. I mean, that would have been unheard of about a decade and a half ago, Kevin, seeing a guy bounce like that at his side.
Good point.
Times have changed, though. Guys, we got guards all over the league who can play way above the rim.
Wizards making a switch here. Serafin's checked in. Clippers trail by 4. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Crawford kicks to Butler. And there's the feed to Griffin. The 11-footer, and that one's good. Griffin's got his first 2 points of the night.
He is just so good from that range, guys.
You know, never mind with the height advantage he had there.
Beal dishes to Vesely. Lewis on him. King defended by Paul. And King, here we go. Wants to get it to Serafin and does. Shot clock at 6. King, the pass to Vesely. Beal. From deep 3-point range. King outside. Second shot opportunity. And Beal kicks to Vesely. And the pass to King. There's the 3. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game, and no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
Here's King following the basket by Chris Paul.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
Well, he should stay with those basics in a tight ball game because we've got one here tonight.
Now here's Paul. 11 points for him in that last game against Memphis. It's getting late in the season. Let's now see the standings out east. You take a look at the Pistons. What a run they've had this year. In first. Passes it to King. Stripped away. Crawford and Butler out on the perimeter. Lewis is out there with Griffin, and it's Cassell in at the 1. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, Money in the last outing against the Trailblazers was simply terrific. He ended with 19 points and also did his part on the glass, pulling in some key rebounds to help his team. Another strong showing from him in what has become a habit.
And thank you, Doris. It was a performance that has to have their upcoming opponents terrified, Clark.
Well, I know this opponent should be terrified because there's a good chance the momentum he gathered that night carries right over into this game.
Well, some of it will carry over. That's inevitable. It's just a matter of how much.
Cassell kicks to Griffin. Pass to Lewis.